What's up guys? So about a year ago I was given this 90-gallon aquarium and it was just collecting dust in my garage. The cabinet was pretty beat up, so I had to refinish everything and it was a lot of work. So I put it off, but a couple months ago I went online, started doing some research. I got inspired by all the amazing videos I found, and I decided, hey, I'm gonna give this a try. Okay, I'm gonna tell them, relax. So there was a couple things that I really wanted. I wanted to have a 3D background, I wanted a sand waterfall, and I wanted live plants. So I had to figure out how I was gonna do all that. But before I show you the aquarium, I wanted to show you the process of how I ended up doing it. I didn't record it, but I did take some pictures. So I'm gonna show you some of the pictures and go over some of the steps that it took to get it to look like this, which, you know, I'm proud of. So here's when we first got the tank. It was a saltwater tank, so it took quite some effort to get it clean and get all that crust off of it. Here is the foam background. I used multiple layers on that centerpiece, and then I glued them together with silicone and then scraped them with a knife. Then here the next one is a mock-up that I did. I had to make it in two pieces because it didn't fit in just one piece. And then here we have another mock-up where I'm starting to put everything together. On that left side you see I use multiple pieces and then silicone them all together in order to create that round shape. Then here you're going to see another mock-up. There I'm just trying out different configurations. Then I finally got the rocks, so I started playing with different configurations with the rocks. Then here I did that piece on the left where you see the marker is. I added that little cave to it. I'm very glad I did because the Plecos love that little cave now. And this is the cement that I used. I honestly don't recommend it. It was flaking off everywhere. I'm sure there's another hydraulic cement that would work better. I gave it a lot of coats and still it was very delicate and it just kept flaking off everywhere. Here's when I finally applied the concrete to both, basically to everything, and then I added the rocks to it. Here's a close-up of the driftwood on the left-hand side, and those rocks, those lava rocks, were just to keep the stuff up. I actually left them there in order to provide for a natural biological filter and to use less sand in order to build it up. Here we have I started to paint the background. I just used Painter's Touch ultra cover paint, water-based paint. You know, the fish haven't died yet, so it's been a couple months, so I'm assuming that it was fine. Just make sure you use acrylic paint because oil-based paint will kill everybody. Here I finally installed everything, added water, and added some fish. I added some fish right away, which probably wasn't a good idea because 8 of my Rummy Nose ended up dying. I think they had been transferred too many times. The fish store had just gotten them, so you know, I think that's why, because my Rasboras lived through the whole cycling process.